Welcome back to the channel. It's so good to have you here. Today, we're diving into one of the most requested topics for modern living, the kitchen-dining room combo. Creating a seamless flow between where you cook and where you eat is an art form. When done right, an open-plan space doesn't just look beautiful, it changes the way you live, making your home feel twice as large and infinitely more social. Whether you're working with a compact apartment or a sprawling open-concept house, I've gathered the most elegant and functional design ideas to help you master the look. The primary obstacle in designing a multifunctional open-plan area is preventing a chaotic aesthetic where functions bleed into one another without purpose. To master visual zoning, one must employ architectural and decorative cues that define boundaries without the need for physical walls. 1. Advanced lighting strategies. Lighting serves as the most effective invisible wall in interior design. To successfully zone a kitchen and dining combo. Task versus ambient. Over the kitchen island, prioritize functional task lighting. Linear pendants or recessed LED strips provide focused illumination for food preparation, the focal point. In the dining area, transition to a sculptural chandelier or an oversized drum shade. This piece should be hung approximately 30 to 34 inches above the table surface to create an intimate envelope of light. Dimmability. Ensure both zones are on separate dimming circuits. This allows you to turn off the kitchen visually by lowering its lights while keeping the dining area warmly lit during a meal. Point 2. Textile anchoring and scale. Rugs act as a visual island for furniture, grounding a specific activity within a larger floor plan. Sizing rules. A dining rug must be large enough that when chairs are pulled out, all four legs remain on the rug. Typically, this requires a margin of 24 to 36 inches beyond the table edge. Materiality. For the dining zone, select low-pile or flat-weave materials such as polypropylene, sisal, or treated wool. These are durable enough to withstand crumbs and spills while allowing chairs to slide easily. Negative space. By leaving the kitchen floor bare, you create a circulation path that signals high-traffic utility, contrasting with the stationary, comfortable nature of the rugged dining area. Point 3. Furniture orientation and the third element. Beyond lighting and rugs, the physical arrangement of furniture dictates the flow of the room. The buffer zone. Use a kitchen island or a low sideboard as a transitional boundary. Placing a row of bar stools at the island creates a secondary seating tier that bridges the gap between the chef and the guests. Consistent palette, varied texture. To keep the areas from looking disjointed, use a shared color story, e.g. navy and brass, but vary the textures. Use hard, reflective surfaces in the kitchen, quartz, subway tile, and soft, matte surfaces in the dining area, velvet upholstery, reclaimed wood, to distinguish the work zone from the rest zone. Point 4. Psychological cues. Visual zoning relies on the brain's ability to categorize spaces based on sensory input. By changing the ceiling height, via a tray ceiling, the wall treatment, an accent wall in the dining area, or even the direction of floorboards, you create a psychological threshold that tells the occupant they have moved from one room to another, even in the absence of a doorway. To achieve a high-end luxury showroom aesthetic in an open-concept home, the transition between the kitchen and dining area must be treated as a singular, curated experience. This requires a strategic approach to visual continuity, material depth, and sensory layering. 1. The science of color continuity. An intentional color palette prevents the choppy look often found in fragmented designs. If your kitchen features cabinetry in deep charcoal, navy, or warm oak, these should serve as your anchor tones. The tonal bridge. Use a slightly lighter or darker version of your cabinet color for the dining chair upholstery or a statement rug. This creates a rhythmic flow that guides the eye naturally through the space. The neutral base. Maintain a consistent wall color, preferably a warm white, soft grayish, or muted taupe, across both zones to provide a clean, expansive backdrop that reflects light and enhances the sense of scale. Point 2. Harmonizing hardware and metallics. Consistency in metal finishes acts as the connective tissue of the room. Matching finishes. If your kitchen features champagne bronze pulls or unlacquered brass faucets, integrate that same warmth into the dining area through a tiered chandelier, the base of a pedestal table, or the frames of curated wall art. Mixed metals with intent. If you prefer a mixed metal look, follow the 70-30 rule. Ensure there is one dominant finish, e.g., matte black, and one accent finish, e.g., brushed gold. For example, black plumbing fixtures in the kitchen can be balanced by subtle gold detailing on dining chair leg caps. Point 3. Mastering materiality and texture. A luxury space feels expensive because it engages the senses through contrast. The goal is to balance hard architectural surfaces with soft decorative elements to avoid a clinical atmosphere. The contrast principle. Pair the cold, smooth surface of a Calacatta marble countertop or a waterfall island with the plush, light-absorbing quality of mohair or velvet dining chairs. Organic elements. Introduce natural wood grains to soften the sharp lines of modern appliances. A wire-brushed oak dining table adds a grounded, tactile feel against the sleekness of high-gloss cabinetry or porcelain backsplashes. Layering textiles. Incorporate a low-pile, high-density rug under the dining table to define the zone. Choose materials like silk blends or performance wool that offer a subtle sheen, mimicking the reflective qualities of polished stone. Point 4. Lighting as a spatial anchor. In a showroom environment, lighting is used to define rooms within rooms without the need for walls. Task versus ambience. While the kitchen requires bright, functional task lighting, the dining area should feature a sculptural focal point. Visual alignment. Ensure the bottom of the dining pendant sits at a height that doesn't obstruct the view of the kitchen island. By aligning the style of the island pendants with the dining chandelier, using similar glass textures or metal frames, you create a sophisticated, intentional vista. Point 5. Curated styling and sightlines. Finally, consider the sightlines, what you see when standing in the center of the kitchen looking toward the table. Minimalist transitions. Keep the no man's land between the two areas clear of clutter. Repetitive motifs. If your kitchen island features a specific edge profile, like a bullnose or mitered edge, look for a dining table with similar geometric silhouettes to reinforce the design language. Functionality and aesthetics are the twin pillars of modern interior design, particularly in open-concept living. While a room must be visually arresting, its true value is measured by how effectively it supports the daily rhythms of its occupants. In an open-plan home, traffic flow is the invisible architecture that dictates the comfort of the space. To maintain an ergonomic environment, spatial clearance is critical. Industry standards recommend a minimum of 36 inches for a single-person walkway, but 42 to 48 inches is considered the gold standard for multi-cook households or frequent entertainers. This specific clearance ensures that appliances, such as ovens and dishwashers, can be fully opened without obstructing the path of guests moving between the kitchen island and the dining area. When navigating the challenges of a smaller footprint, the geometry of your furniture becomes a strategic tool. A round dining table is often the superior choice for compact or awkwardly shaped rooms. Because they lack sharp corners, round tables occupy less visual weight and allow for path of least resistance movement, making the transition between the kitchen's linear cabinetry and the dining zone feel seamless and organic. From a social perspective, the circular format is unparalleled for hosting. The lack of a head of the table creates an egalitarian atmosphere where every guest is equidistant, fostering better eye contact and more fluid conversation. To further enhance this flow, Consider a pedestal base rather than traditional legs to maximize legroom and allow for flexible seating arrangements when extra guests arrive. Designing a kitchen-dining combo is an intricate exercise in finding the perfect equilibrium between aesthetic sophistication and the lived-in warmth that gives a home its soul. Creating a seamless transition between these two high-traffic areas requires more than just removing walls. It demands a strategic approach to zoning, lighting, and material continuity. Core design principles for integrated spaces: visual cohesion and material continuity. To make an open-plan space feel intentional, maintain a consistent color palette and flooring throughout. Using the same hardwood or tile bridges the gap between the utilitarian kitchen and the social dining area, making the entire room feel more expansive. Strategic zoning without barriers. Define the dining and cooking zones using subtle visual cues. A kitchen island serves as a natural boundary, while a large area rug under the dining table anchors that space. Pendant lighting is another powerful tool. Hang a bold chandelier over the table and sleek, recessed lighting in the kitchen to distinguish their purposes. The balance of style and soul. Style is achieved through clean lines, modern appliances, and curated decor. Soul comes from the personal touches: a bowl of fresh fruit, vintage dining chairs paired with a modern table, or open shelving that displays cherished ceramics. The great debate: open concept versus traditional layouts. The shift toward open-plan living has redefined modern architecture, but it remains a polarizing topic. The case for open concept: this layout maximizes natural light and fosters social interaction. It allows the cook to remain part of the conversation and creates a versatile environment perfect for entertaining. It is the hallmark of modern, airy, and communal living. The case for traditional separate rooms: traditional layouts offer better noise control, contain cooking odors, and provide a sense of privacy. Separate rooms allow for distinct moods: a bright, functional kitchen and a moody, intimate dining room, without one bleeding into the other. Detailed design forecasts. Looking ahead, we are seeing a move toward broken plan living, a middle ground that uses glass partitions, double-sided fireplaces, or internal windows to maintain the light of an open plan while providing the structural definition of traditional rooms. We are also seeing a rise in integrated textures, where cold kitchen surfaces like marble and quartz are softened by the warm woods and upholstered seating of the dining area. Designing these spaces is about looking at your home with fresh eyes and prioritizing how you actually move through your day. Whether you prefer the boundary-free flow of a modern loft or the structured elegance of a classic home, your space should reflect your lifestyle. Engagement and community. If these insights helped you reimagine your floor plan, please support the channel by hitting the like button and subscribing. We provide weekly deep dives into interior design trends, architectural forecasts, and practical DIY tips. Join the conversation. We want to hear from you in the comments below. Are you a proponent of the open concept look for its social benefits, or do you prefer traditional separate rooms for their privacy and architectural character? Thank you for watching and engaging with our design community. We look forward to seeing you in our next exploration of beautiful, functional living.